So, part 2 of Our Story.
Yes, indeed.
How we got together. So, in the last video, we stopped at the week after
The music.
Ashburnham, music.
My hands, my singing, my fragrance.
Was there nothing, did you even know I was there?
Huh?
Okay, that answers that.
No, I knew he was there, but I didn't study like that.
You know why? Because I was light-skinned with short hair.
Reveal. Okay,
reveal,
so
tell them.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things we didn't really include, that you didn't meet my criteria or my tick list of what my desire was for a wife and for somebody who I'm going to spend the rest of my life with. So my criteria was dark skin, long hair. That was the main two. So in that sense, it wouldn't have been like, okay, yes. So maybe that might be why I didn't study you and check out.
Yeah, I didn't.
What's going on? Sorry.
Yeah, and at first, when you first told me that, I thought, apart from obviously if you've seen the one about the whole light skin thing, light skinned, that would be one of the things that would frustrate me if he had said that to me. But I think when you explain the full story, about why you wanted that and the whole history around that and the racism experience that you had and all that kind of thing, the drive was to have little children that look like you.
Yeah, complexion wise, more so, definitely, 100%.
And I understood it more when you broke it down and explained it and everything. And ironically, our children are closer to your colour anyway, so you got what you wanted.
Well, my genes.
But I guess that's
sorry. My genes are strong. That's why.
Okay, I guess that's why. Yeah, I didn't even feature on your
list or candidate list or
nowhere near. So anyway, back to the story. So we're now we've met, we've talked, we're communicating via messaging and email.
Because there's more email.
The first message was a text message, wasn't it? And then we went to email because I think we were starting to write, because we weren't speaking, we were writing using a lot of text. So the text message on the phone was too limited. And was it still limited to a certain number of characters at that stage?
Probably, yeah, definitely.
You could only text so much, so you had to do loads of different ones. Yeah. So we went over to email and began to, and I remember working at a job where I wasn't busy at all at the job. I was kind of just on site, available, and we just did so many messages, and I was not focusing on my work so much. Just looking forward to receiving your messages.
And vice versa, the anticipation and laughing at my desk, your cheeky kind of banter and trying to check me out, trying to see what I knew and music wise and that kind of thing. It was more about music, wasn't it?
We were just kind of trying to get to know each other via email, I guess.
Yeah, and looking back now, I think we did it, our 10th year anniversary, we went back and looked at some of the emails that we sent, and it was so flirtatious.
Oh my gosh.
Crazy.
If someone had said to us, you guys, come on, it's obvious. It was, nah, we're just being friends. But when we read the emails, we were flirting. Nothing inappropriate, but we were flirting with each other and making it quite clear that we liked each other.
Definitely.
Yeah. So that's kind of how we first got together. And then
our first
date, we were around each other a fair bit, weren't we? We did the event at the Christmas time and all of that. But we were around each other and we did an event serving the youth. So Rob did security at the door and at the entrance and things, and I was serving the food. I finished my duties because they'd finished eating, now they were dancing or doing whatever. Rob had to stay to the end, so I was like a groupie at the door, standing next to you talking, and
not blatant, but
you were coming and going to the door and stuff. And I was just hanging around, but I remember it being quite late and thinking, I need to go now. It's been a long week and we've been emailing and all sorts of staying up late and stuff. So I remember saying, I'm going to go. And then you saying, I think we need to, or I think I said, we need to talk. And you saying, right, I'm going to call you after I've had my haircut. And I'm thinking, it's practically midnight. What do you mean? And then his barber was a friend, so he would get his hair cut any hour really. But you said, no, we need to talk tonight. I want to talk to you tonight. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I'm so tired, but I do want to talk to you. And so I went home and just kind of did my best to stay awake until you called. And you must have called me about after 2 in the morning. And this was it was a Friday night, wasn't it? So we're going into Saturday morning, and we spoke, and I remember starting the conversation and saying, look, I think we need to just have a talk about what this is, like, where's it going, what what are we, what's happening here. But for
That
the
sounds
first
very
time,
clear. That sounds very clear. No, that wasn't my version. You was stumbling. Like,
I was about to say, for the first time, I was lost for words. I didn't know how to get it all, like, how to actually say it. And I felt really bashful. And I felt this new emotion that I hadn't known before, because I'm always quite able and comfortable to speak.
Yeah.
And suddenly I've lost my words. I couldn't, and I was just, I think it went something like, so I just wanted to talk to you, just so that we can understand, like, so it just, nothing would come out. And then Rob just said, okay, I've got this, let me speak. And I thought, oh, okay. And I think that was my first display of the masterful nature of Rob.
Well, yeah. And so I just kind of, again, I suppose because of my experiences before and a new person, a new way of operating, I didn't want to be half-hearted in what I was saying and like, let's see how it goes. No, I was just kind of like straight to the point, like, look, I like you and I know that you like me. But even though we've been chatting for a little while, I feel like we should continue on the same path and see how this works out, kind of thing. So I was kind of like saying, look, I'm liking you, I know you're liking me, so let's not kind of play games. Let's get that out of the way and make it clear, kind of thing. Because once we got that clear, then we'll know what direction we're trying to head in, kind of thing. So that's why I just kind of just, for someone who says I've got no game, I just had to kind of.
But I had to drive it. I had to say to you, I think we should talk, and I began the conversation. I didn't get very far with it.
Yeah, because you say you want to talk. I'm saying, okay, let's talk. What do you want to talk about? And then you was kind of stumbling on your words.
Yeah.
So I thought, let me just help you out here, and
So you said what you said. I agreed.
Yeah.
And we kind of agreed to proceed as
with caution. With caution.
Yeah, with caution, but as not just friends anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is like a week or so, 2 weeks after.
It's probably two. No, it's more. I think it's more than.
No, I don't think so.
I think it was more than that.
We could clarify. 2 to 3 weeks after the initial.
Yeah, it was close. Yeah, it was close. Yeah. So then we talked about what we would be doing the next day, and then we came off the phone. And Rob had said that he plays football every Saturday morning, and that's what he would be doing. And I told him that I had to go off to IKEA to get some supplies and things for an event that we had coming up at the church. And that was it. And we kind of said goodnight and went off to sleep. And then in the morning, I woke up and Rob had explained, I said, when he said that he plays football, I said, do you play football every single Saturday? And he said, yes, in season. And then out of season, there's some friendly games and things like that. And he said, the only time we don't play is if the pitch is so waterlogged that you can't play on it. And I thought, well, when does that end? And he said, well, that never happens. So we left it at that. Next morning, I woke up and I think I dropped you a text message or something.
Yeah.
And then you, I said, are you getting ready for football or something? And you said, the game's cancelled. The pitch is waterlogged.
Yeah.
And I thought that never happened. And then I said, okay, well, I'm going to IKEA. Do you want to come? And you said, is that a trick question? Of course I want to come.
Yeah.
And so we met up and went to IKEA. And we bought the plant that we've still got.
Yeah, we've still got the plant.
Yeah.
Evidence of it is around. Yes.
It's surviving. And then after IKEA, we just didn't want to part ways. So we just kind of...
It was just natural, I think.
Yeah, we just wanted to stay in each other's company.
Yeah. And again, it was still that early getting to know you and fact finding and talking about family and friends and that kind of stuff. So from IKEA...
Because even though we'd been emailing, we hadn't spent time on our own.
Yeah.
We'd been around serving and doing stuff in church and whatever. So from IKEA, we just said, do you want to go for a drink?
Yeah.
So we went for some drink. We drove back to the local area, didn't we? Then we had drinks and we just sat like in a bar and had a chat and whatever. And then we got hungry. So I said, do you want to grab something to eat? Yeah. So we went for something to eat. Chinese. Pt.2.
That's it. Are you?
Little plug for Pt.2. I don't even know if it's still there.
No.
It's not. Okay.
It's now Turkish.
Okay. And so we went for something to eat, and then there's still like, I think we were just trying to delay it coming to an end. We just didn't want to leave each other's company. And so like after the third event of the day, it was coming to the end. And then I don't know who suggested, should we go and watch a movie?
Yeah, that's right.
One of us suggested, should we go and watch a movie? And we agreed we'd do that. But Rob had already, prior to this, told his sister that she could use his car.
My brother, I think.
No, it's your sister.
My brother.
From your sister's house?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So, he didn't have his car available. So I said, well, I'll come and pick you up. And then I got there and you waved me in.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, I'm not ready to meet the family. Are you serious? I wasn't prepared.
We did it. You can't come just and say, yeah, hi, bye. My sister
You
went
say
no
my
one.
friend's here, I'm gone.
No, my sister went no friend. What friend? There are no friends. At that stage, there's no friend.
They
There's
didn't need to know I was female.
No, but they know.
Well, anyway, he waved me in and I remember thinking, I'm so not ready to meet family. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what have I got on and all that kind of thing. Went in and I'm thinking, I'll just go in, say hi, whatever, and leave. Rob's having food served to him, a big plate of food served to him. And then the whole thing with the rice.
Salad cream.
Yeah, she gave him the plate of food and she was brought up in Jamaica, you know, and she cooked the whole proper traditional Jamaican food. And then Rob asked for salad cream to put on his rice. And she didn't cuss you out, but
I just looked at that for real. Yeah. Spoil my cooking with salad cream.
And then I agreed with her, but then I said to you afterwards, to be honest, I'll probably do the same. And then you said that kind of sealed it.
That confirmed. Obviously, by then, we already know where we're at in the sense of that we like each other. So that's like, okay, that's the seal of approval now. That's God speaking to me through salad cream.
Right, that bit. Yeah. So then we stayed there for a bit, and then we left. We went to the cinema. I chose the movie, and it was just. We went to, shall we say the movie?
Yeah, you can plug it. Go on.
Do
you get any royalties?
If I'm plugging it, well, it's old now. You can watch it probably on TV now. So we went to watch Love Actually. That was 2013. No, 2003, sorry. Yeah. 2003. We watched Love Actually. And if you've seen the movie, you'll know the kind of scenes that are in that movie.
It's not really a Christian film, is it?
It's not really. And I didn't obviously know the content. And because I chose the movie, we're sitting there and I'm cringing in my seat thinking, how could nobody tell me this, you know? And then, of course, there was the funeral scene and Robert just lost his mum the month before. And so, I was feeling pretty bad.
Right. So you should be.
Yeah, I was feeling like rubbish, like a non-Christian, unsaved.
What kind of scenes in the funeral scene? I'm like,
what is this? But we're sitting there in silence, we're watching the movie and we're kind of leaning on the armrest and whatever. And then I remember looking at Rob thinking, I want to hold his hand. But thinking, no, a good, upright Christian woman doesn't do that.
Yeah, and I was thinking the same thing. I was kind of at a stage where, again, this is all new experiences, that kind of stuff, and it was enjoying each other's company. And then I was like, I want to hold her hand, but like I'm not crossing that boundary. She's not mine. Even though we had that conversation of liking each other, that kind of stuff, I thought that was personal space that I wasn't rightful to cross that boundary. And again, coming where I come from, it was quite alien. This was all new to me, so being uncomfortable or nervous about doing that wasn't really an issue before. So this was like a whole new experience. So from that point, we did somehow.
In the end, when the funeral scene came on, and then afterwards, the movie and the little boy, and he was upset, and I felt really bad. And you were sitting, I think you were actually sitting to that side of me, and your arm was resting on the armrest with your face against your hand. And I'm thinking, I wonder if he's okay. I don't know. And then I just reached out because your hand was like up here on your face, and I just reached out and took your hand, and then we just kind of entwined hands like that. And then all I remember is this fire shooting up my arm, but stopping at my shoulder. It didn't go any further, but it was as if my arm was literally in flames. I actually looked thinking, oh my God, I expected to see some kind of rash or something, but just this fire going up my arm. Yeah. And I remember thinking, oh my, it felt really supernatural. And I just shut my eyes and just started to pray. And I remember thinking, if anyone could see me, they'd think I'm nuts. I'm sitting in the cinema praying with my eyes shut,
Yeah, and for me, the same thing. Again, just electricity kind of just going up, shut up my arm. Same thing again. I was just like, okay, wow, this is a bit weird, kind of strange. So again, I just kind of closed my eyes and just prayed in my head. And my prayer was, God, whatever is happening right now, this has to be you. So I was scared. it was, again, I will say, in my 19 years as a Christian, I've probably only experienced the Holy Spirit like that, I would say 3 or 4 times. So for me, I needed that. I think we needed that.
Yeah.
And I think once we kind of, after that period, we kind of continued watching the film and kind of like, okay, what just happened here?
Yeah.
I think we left, the cinema ended. We left in silence.
Silence.
I think we got in your car.
Yeah, because remember I picked you up.
Yeah, you
so,
dropped me home in silence. It was like, okay, see you
and
tomorrow.
we've been together all day, talking the whole time, emailing, never short of words.
Yeah.
And that after that experience, there were no words. We didn't know that had happened to each other. I thought it just happened to me. So I was kind of keeping it to myself and looking. I just wanted to get home and go before God and just pray and ask God, what was that? You know, confirmation, or is that like the flames of hell telling me, get away from this man?
It's probably the sin in my life.
Yeah, what are you watching? Condemnation.
Yeah.
So I didn't know, and I just really wanted to get home and go before God. And obviously Rob had his own experience, but I didn't know he had. And so we literally drove in silence. I dropped you back to your sister's place and we just said goodbye and I drove home. Yeah.
The same thing, just got me in silence and I was just like, I walked in like, okay, God, what just happened? And trying to make sense of it, trying not to weird it out and make it too Christian. It was just like, what? It's just unexplainable, really. And I don't know if it was the next day or that evening or whatever, the next, it was not time anyway. The next day, I think we spoke about it.
Because it would have been the Sunday.
So maybe in church.
We spoke about it and then we agreed that we would go and see Pastor Steve.
Was it that same day? Wasn't that same day?
We didn't go and see him the same day, but we agreed
spoke about
that we would go and see him because something was happening.
Yeah.
And we knew, and I'd always, in all my days, my years of praying and fasting for my husband, something was now happening within me, in my heart, that hadn't happened before ever. And it scared me, but at the same time it was exciting. I didn't want it to continue if Rob wasn't to be my husband. And so we decided to kind of keep it above board and, you know, don't be sort of parked up down side streets and all that kind of thing.
And I was scared as well. I was scared, and I think that following week was kind of the Iceland car park. I think a lot of our early relationship was in IKEA car park where the cars are parked, praying.
Iceland car park,
Iceland, what did I think in IKEA?
Iceland is the store right opposite. It was opposite the church.
Yeah,
opposite
enough,
Yeah, so we used to use their car park when they were closed to park to go to church. So we spent quite a bit of time there as well. Because the reason being, we didn't want to go to each other's houses because we both lived alone. And there was no accountability there. There was no, obviously neither of us had come to Christ as virgins. So we'd had experience out there in the world. And we didn't want to put that temptation right on our doorstep by being in each other's homes with no parents, no flatmates, nothing, no one walking in, no one to be accountable to. So we spent a lot of our early stages of dating in each other's car or going to public restaurants spaces, public spaces. And
I think that was the first probably time of me putting discipline around, attempting to put discipline around relationships and that kind of stuff. So it was all a new experience. So that was the kind of defining moment for us. And the start of our journey of where we are now. Again, I think we'll go into a bit more in the next one about how prayerful we were and the processes that we took meeting Pastor Steve and sharing with him about that stuff. And that's where the whole share it concept comes from, which we spoke about in the first video that we put out there. So check that out to get a bit of a picture around that. And I think that's it for now.
There's going to be another one?
There has to be, there has to be.
Really?
I think just to kind of talk about that early stage. And leading up to the wedding, that process, that 9-month turnaround.
Okay.
Of the wedding, and I think that will be it.
4 months?
No, but I sense of dating to marriage.
The
11-month turnaround of how that happened and how some of the challenges that came with that. Different voices that came in to our relationship that tried to, not scupper, but...
Oh, yes.
Kind of, see, come on, we can't forget that. Some of the challenges that we came through and how it kind of challenging, but brought us closer together as well.
Which now makes sense because if we God knows the end from the beginning, but we don't. And so if we had known how God was wanting to use us now, obviously everything would be, the enemy didn't want to happen, didn't want us to get together. So there were challenges that were trying to stop us from actually getting together and uniting as husband and wife.
So hopefully it's been interesting, it's been relevant, and it just gives you a bit of an idea about our story to where we are now. So again, I don't do this stuff like subscribe. Sign up, comment, all that kind of stuff.
Subscribe means subscribe, comment, share, and
That's
like.
what I said, yeah.
Yeah,
So again,
that was your
for me,
version.
feedback is everything. Feedback is everything. So
Yeah.
if it's relevant and you enjoy it, just comment on it and just let us know.
Yeah. And certainly share it with people who you think might benefit, because there'll be people that we can't reach, or they don't have access to this kind of thing, and they may be more inclined to watch a video than to pick up a book or attend a seminar or whatever it is. So if you can think of anybody that would benefit from hearing the truth and the reality of you know, relationships, getting together, couples, all that kind of thing, by all means, please forward it on and share it with them.
Okay.
Okay.
So for now,
yes,
it's goodbye, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.